here and are ready to present and connect with each other. We all have our own subjective values on what it means to be a leader and, more importantly, what it means to be a sustainable leader. Even so, I'm sure if we all merged our wonderful brains together to form a collective definition of it, sustainable leadership would come down to this: utilizing our skills like communication, teamwork, compassion, and empathy in building upon our other expertise and working with team members to attain certain goals. To ensure our work is sustainable, we would focus on long-term growth through ensuring our mental health and well-being, creating uplifting environments for coworkers, and recognizing talent where there's potential for it, whilst valuing every member of our community the same. It is important for us to form our own narratives of the world, to share our ideas and worries, to discuss our differences and similarities, and see how we can bring about collective, creative, and mutually beneficial change. We are tomorrow's workers and leaders, and the sooner the strive to create change emboldens us to act in our creativity, the faster we will progress. Platforms like Pandeteens and all of you guys have been inspiring others to do just that. Pandeteens aims to learn, network, and grow together. And it is my pleasure to introduce you to the founder of Pandeteens, Rashi Agrawal, who will give us more insights into Unit 2021. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shri. You beautifully covered again our theme and why we're actually here today. Um, we're here to develop a culture that nurtures creativity and sustainability at all levels, internally and externally. As we move along, we are looking forward to generally create solutions for people's well being, creating value for society while being responsible for the environment. So, I know we've been waiting a lot for this session and how deep we can dwell into each problem and how we can bring out the essence of each thing, right? So, we're going to jump right into it. And we have a total of 10 organizations today. So, before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for taking the time out and being here today. I know the time zone is very different in many places, and the fact that you're all staying up or it's extremely early in the morning and that you're here today, we're extremely grateful that the youth is so woke today that they're actually looking to make a change, a positive change in the transformation of the society. So, really grateful for that once again. Thank you so much, guys. Also, since there are 10 organizations, we can't go over an intro for each, but we will get to know what all of you do, your aim and perspectives. So, as we move along, feel free to share about yourself first, your organization, your achievements, because that does matter. And then we can break into each discussion. Yeah? So, I want to bring down a research first. So, as research suggests, loss of control and uncertainty negatively impacts our mental health. Do you think schools tried to take action and protect teens through COVID 19? I mean, we're all school students here, right? School and college students. So, you really think schools took the valid steps to keep our mental health in mind? What about to all the girls? Are you guys here?
Hello.
Hi.
Um, Loss of control and uncertainty definitely affects our mental health in a bad way, since this leads to stress, which leaves you getting that feeling like you're not knowing or you don't know what's going to happen next. And I feel in that sense, I notice schools in my area especially take action on this, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, by sharing social media posts, reassuring students, and saying things like, we're all in this together and we're not alone. Um, but something I recommend schools to do is encourage students to reach out to one another again by reaching out to organizations like ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and extracurriculars. Because if we're being honest here, something that we all really lacked is community, since it's harder to connect with your peers.
Mm-hmm.
And an example of this is why I joined To All the Girls, because it made me have that like sense of community and sisterhood in our time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Your schools did take a bit of steps. I know Uniprep, you guys have like the entire history and detail of all the schools and colleges around. What do you have to say after looking at your intensive data?
Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. I just am going to introduce myself super quickly before I start. My name is Anna. I'm the executive director and founder of the New Prep Project. Just wanted to get that out there for everyone to know. So I definitely think that schools did the best that they could with what they had at the given time. I mean, obviously this did really come out of nowhere, and schools didn't really have anything in place to really protect their students from different things that could have definitely come out of this. Because I know personally, I've had lots of friends affected through the different lockdowns and quarantines and restrictions. Like loss of connection can lead to loss of control and predictability, which can obviously lead to very detrimental health, especially mental health,
Mm-hmm.
like feelings, I guess. Yeah, so different schools are doing different things. High schools in my area, they're struggling a little bit to offer the mental health
Mm-hmm.
supports that students need. Just because different things like stigmas and things like that have kind of gotten in the way of helping those who need the help.
Yeah.
Um, but universities have definitely been doing a really good jobs. A lot of universities I've been researching offer free mental health clinic opportunities to meet with a professional one-on-one,
Okay. Wow.
to meet with teachers whenever they need to, RAs whenever they need to, just to have that support system in place, not only for the stress that universities come
Yeah.
with things like that, but also for COVID issues.
That's great. Just a really quick question. Where are you based? Just so our audience can know.
We're based in Canada, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Yeah.
We're right on like the west coast.
And
Or yeah.
to all the girls, where were you guys based?
We're based in Indonesia.
Indonesia. Okay, so we got mental health perspectives, how schools are dealing with it in Canada and Indonesia. Do you think our youth, though, is finally starting to take advantage of the resources available online and educating them on mental health? Um, 13 to 19, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Connecting the last question to this one. In India, we're based in India and in Bangalore, and many schools, if not like most, though like they have counselors and things like that, it's not very serious, and it's not something the school particularly talks about. So I feel it's great to know that in countries other than India, mental health is being given importance in schools. And yeah, I mean, but the thing is, in India, like we are, there are so many teenagers, so many school and college going like people who have educated themselves on like mental health and are trying to educate their peers too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's great about our generation, and I feel we are taking into it, because we're not being given everything on a silver platter. We are making the effort to know about things
Yeah.
and sharing what we know. So yeah, I think that's a great thing. As a generation that was born with the internet, like the first generation to be born with the internet, we're making full use of our like resources. Yeah, like in the last generation, like people got into Instagram and other social media platforms only after a certain age of like maybe say 20 or something like that. But like in this generation, even 11-year-old has Instagram and is on social media, is connecting with the world, is learning, is understanding, is sharing. So yeah, definitely we are making use of our resources, even though most of us aren't given the opportunity to do so very easily.
Yeah. All of us are self started organizations, right? Um, Education, what do you have to say about that? Like, what was your journey starting out? And, you're focusing on education. So, how did you start out?
Well, I feel that kind of as well as Surya mentioned earlier, that having the internet and social media has really helped out both like in mental health, but this is also related to how we personally started our organization. So through kind of having access to this internet, the social media, and actually taking use and advantage of it, we were able to create this organization to help bring awareness to and create more access to education all over the world.
Yeah, that's great. You seem very young. Do you mind me asking your age?
I'm 14.
Wow, this is how young organizations are starting out. This is the youth. And honestly, I really go with the statement that in order to remove the mental health stigma or get everyone aware about mental health, everyone has to be involved. One way or the other, we as youth are already involved, as you know, we're collecting data, we're learning so much every day, we have our own organizations. Now we're passing that on to different youths within our followers, and those followers pass it on, right? So for mental health stigma to actually be removed, everyone has to be involved. Kashti, would you like to spread some more light on that?
Yes, so just wanted to introduce ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
just a brief introduction. We are Kashti. We are a non-profit organization working towards eradicating the mental health illness. So we provide free therapy to the people who are in need. So we are more of if you're going through something, any kind of mental illness, we are here for you. So that's the kind of vision we are looking for. Okay, as far as what you shared, okay, we feel that mental health has always been like there's a stereotypical thing that mental health is only for the teens or for a certain age people. So I feel that if we include all the age groups, even if okay, there are situations where the senior citizens are going through mental health. There is a situation where the younger ones, like the age group of 11 to 12 or 11 to 14, are going through something,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't get the importance or they don't get the guidance they need at that particular time.
Hmm.
So we try to create that awareness among people. We also feel that mental health is a necessity and not a luxury. So it shouldn't be only for the people, for the
People who can afford it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like even if you cannot afford it, that's what we are looking for. If you are not able to afford it, we are here for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it shouldn't be restricted to a particular class or the age group or any religion, caste, or whatever it is. And we also feel that there are two kinds of people: people who are going through something like a mental illness, and the people who aren't. So if what really happens is when someone is going through something, they expect kindness from people. So kindness isn't always about being nice to them. It's more like being approachable, being
Yes.
there for your friends, and being there when they need you the most.
Yeah.
So that's what is we feel that mental illness, like mental health, should be all about.
Yeah, that is amazing. That really sums up what our purpose. That's really great. That you're giving free therapy. You've linked up with therapists who are willing to do this. That is amazing. That is the first great professional step you could take, and yeah, that's really great. What's it called? Do you guys host webinars as well? Like,
We have it like okay, we have started our organization like 2 months back, so we are still kind of in an initial stage.
mm-hmm.
But yes, we do have a plan of conducting webinars so that people are more aware about our organization and they know that there is a platform they can turn to when they are in need.
Yeah, that's great. Anyone, any of the other organizations who are regular with conducting webinars or sessions?
We are. We are currently in the midst of promoting our application webinar for people who are applying to university. We also have planned an SAT, ACT prep one. We have a financial aid, like dedicated one, so that way we can go into it deeper, along with a scholarship one. But the one that we are currently about to host is a 5-day one, like covering different topics each day.
Oh, that's great. So, so far, what has been your most favorite session? I would say, not favorite, like most. You felt like you had the most impact through it.
Um, Goodness. Probably the first one. That one really talked. We had a guest speaker come in
Okay.
talking from UBC, which is a university in British Columbia, Canada.
Okay.
They talked about their struggles as a first year during COVID, and I think that it really gave perspective on how the application process
Mm-hmm.
is during COVID and how how hard it truly is to apply to universities, especially without any extracurriculars. SAT, ACT access is very limiting. things like that. So I think it was very good to get the insight.
That's great. That's great. Altruism, would you like to add on to that? The whole mental health, everyone has to be involved for us to actually make a difference.
Fundamentally, yes. Ideally, everybody should be involved in the process because currently there are a lot of conversations taking place regarding mental health to destigmatize the concept of mental health, especially in countries like India where resources might be available but only to a certain diaspora of people. Hence, including all age group as uh, Kashti's foundation said that there are different approaches to mental health for like different age group. While some approaches may work for us as teenagers, maybe that wouldn't be the most reliable method to approach mental health for say senior citizens or people older than us or younger than us. So including everyone in within the conversation of mental health and making resources equally accessible to them all, despite restrictions of say gender, sexuality, class, or such, allows us to really understand what works for each age group, what works for each individual, because mental health is again has a very individual approach to it. It is subjective to each and every one of us. So say what might work for me, what I might be going through is a very unique experience and personal experience to me, and others might be able to relate to it, but it isn't always the same. So hence what might help me might not be as beneficial to others. So in that sense, to be able to cater to each and every one of us here on earth, I think having a conversation including representatives of all different age groups would definitely help us
Rich.
widen our understanding of what mental health looks like for different people.
Yes, thank you so much for that. Yeah, you really summed it up. We do need it for all age groups from all different perspectives. One person can't represent every single age group. And yeah, the points you said were really valid. We have such a good crowd with everyone having such great visions, values, and everyone just has a plan. I just want to know a little bit more about your organizations now, um, because we're all starting out and we're all on a great path. And I think it's really important to share your achievements and how far you've come with your visions, because it's a very good form of affirmation for yourself as well. So shall we start with who wants to go first? We have an interesting comment in the chat box though. It's by Shri. And turns out causes to care about. You were a senior from a school she just graduated from. So let's hear it from you first.
Hi, I'm Meher. I'm representing Causes to Care About. Yeah, I just started year 12 this year, and she was the SAT leader in my team. She was a great leader, and I love working with her. But Causes to Care About, I'm the co-founder. I started with my friend Ida. She couldn't be here, unfortunately, because she has an exam kind of thing. But I'm here representing Causes to Care About. So we started this as the way it actually started is that we had to do a community service project, and I wanted to do one for a while, and I was like, hey, this summer why don't we start it? So we were researching like what can we do, what are we passionate about. We were trying to find our motive, and there was just so much that we wanted to give light to. Like I wanted to do this initiative, she wanted to do that. Like there was so much around the world, like so many places, so many charities, so many great things that really needed attention drawn to them, right? Because especially with COVID, a lot of charities, a lot of causes, a lot of initiatives are struggling. So we decided to like using the online platform we had, because we can't do many fundraisers in real life, we decided to take advantage of that. And so Causes to Care About is based on promoting and giving attention to the charities that need attention. So every week we focus on a new charity. We have 3 posts, and each post is dedicated to that one charity. Yeah, and we can help donors. We can be like the middleman. You can send the funds to us, and we can send it to them. We just want to promote donation for these charities. So far, I think we've been doing this for like 2 months. And we've gotten around 12 donations, which is like what 12 ones that we know of, because that's like what we've done, and we've gotten over 200 clicks on our link tree, which is really insane. And in the future, we're hoping to start like a incorporated business within Causes to Care About, and where most profits will go like to recreating the product and then to charities. And this hopefully will make a more direct and like stable source of donation for the charities rather than just relying on people for a link. So that's us. Thank you for listening.
Oh wow, you have it all planned, and it's a different approach, and it's very unique. I'm so glad you guys came up with this. Thank you so much. Um, uh, Dear Asian youth, do you want to go next?
Okay, hi, I'm Ivy, and I am projects lead of Dear Asian Youth. I did not start this organization myself. It was actually a worldwide organization at first, but my friend started a chapter of it in our location. So I joined it just wanting to educate myself more on the topics of um, diversity in the Asian community, but like also other marginalized communities. And I really have done that, but it's also just been like a personal learning experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just almost just like finding motive in myself, and it's just I've had a lot of fun with it. This was actually like our first major event we've ever like attended or just like even cooperated in. So I have been having a lot of fun with it, but also just like I find it hard when school gets in the way. So I think it's just like important to like um sorry.
No, it's
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 like
really important.
I lost my train of thought, but yeah, I highly encourage anybody to try to find a local chapter around them because there's tons everywhere. And it's like originally started somewhere in, I don't remember the thing, but it's worked its way like across seas, and it's amazing to me. Um, but yes, that's
Yeah, no, you brought up a really good point about academics getting in the way. And there's actually been a lot of talk going on about how creativity, youth creativity is important, but people don't really pay attention to that first. It's always academics there and then youth creativity, right? So, opening up an organization and also taking out the time from academics to do the research and getting creative on how to present it, your visions, and everything. I know that's not pushed a lot in many areas. So, altruism, I know you're from Karnataka itself, and the education here is very, let's say, focus on education is a lot. So, how did you find time from academics and focus on your creativity and come here?
So to talk about altruism a little bit and introduce myself, my name's Avni and I work as the social media head for altruism in India. So just give me a minute, I'm going to restart.
Okay, let's go to who do we go to till then? Education. You're 14. You have studies going on. How did you deal with creativity now? Altruism will come back to you. We'll just listen to education till then. You there? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm here. So basically, we started our organization based on education, so the academics, and the fact about how many people all over the world do not have access to it. So that's mainly why we started our organization and what we're working towards. And so basically, just to add on to the point, yes, it can be hard to manage an organization with education going on at the same time with academics. And we do agree it can be really hard to balance at times. But it is really important to, if you're really focused on helping solve an important issue, you'll always find the time to work towards it, whether it's like 5 minutes every day or finding just 1 minute each day or something like that to work on
Consistency
it.
is very important.
Yes, you'll truly find the time to work on it if you truly care about it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Altruism, back to you.
I'm so sorry about the interruption. But as I was saying, my name's Avni and I work as social media head for Altruism Karnataka. We did not actually find the initiative. It is a global initiative and nonprofit. So a chapter was opened by one of our friends in India, and I joined in because I do believe that education in in India is quite lacking in terms of, even though we do have private schools where resources are a little bit better and access to information is much better, government schools, there is a huge gap between uh, what is meant to be delivered and what is actually delivered. So we started altruism as a way to sort of help uh, people in need, to help children in need, to make sure that they are gaining exposure and also educate people on why uh, learning is so important and why literacy is very important in this day and age. So we started altruism maybe about 4 months ago, and so far our achievements have been that we have collaborated with Survey Foundation, which is again an NGO within Bangalore, and they have group homes for children in rural Karnataka. And so we collaborated them for an Independence Day event, and all of the kids that were a part of the event were given an opportunity to learn and collaborate with values such as teamwork. And we also sponsored prizes through fundraisers that we hosted, and this was again resources that they could utilize within their group homes to better their educational approaches. And apart from this, we also look forward to hosting our very first webinar on financial literacy with another initiative whose niche lies in that. And this is towards the end of the year. But since we've just taken off, the most impactful way that we've been imparting resources is raising awareness through our social media page. And yeah, that's what I've mostly been a part of. And it's been a great experience so far.
That's great. That's wonderful. Good luck on your first webinar. Financial independence is a financial literacy is a very important topic, and a lot of teens look forward to that. A lot of people actually look forward to that. To all the girls, we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, I'm representing to all the girls today. Unfortunately, our president couldn't make it, so I'm filling in for her today. I'm 14 and a sophomore in high school. Um, so basically, the aim of To All the Girls, it's a student-led publication. We aim to like empower and amplify female voices around the world and like provide community and opportunities to like explore the world. And a way we do that is we post articles um, in the form of Instagram posts, and our aim is to like reach as many people as possible. And I think we're on the we're on the road to that because, for example, one of our most recent posts recently reached 270 likes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's pretty good since from what I know, we've only started this organization last year, and I feel like we've come pretty far.
Yeah, that's definitely a
And
milestone. Yes.
um, sorry, I kind of,
No, no, it's
but
good. Yeah.
um, so for to provide community to our members, uh, s- we usually just use group chats, to talk about the articles to release. Usually we volunteer and, we can,
Yeah.
sorry,
See.
sorry, I'm pretty new, so
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, you're 14, and you just hopped on as a representative to represent your organization, and that's great. Honestly, you didn't think, you didn't have any prior experience, and I mean that is what we were covering in our yesterday's panel discussion as well. How students or people applying for jobs, we get a little hesitant before applying, because we're like, okay, we don't have this one core skill. What if we're not like completely built out for that, and then we like hesitate to apply for it. But then after the entire discussion, we came to the conclusion as, just go for it. Even if you don't have that one two core skill, just go for it, like you're doing here today. You didn't have any prior experience. You just had a good vision in mind. You're part of a great organization, and you're like, okay, my president isn't here. I'm just gonna come along and represent it because it's for a good cause. So you took the first initial step that everyone has to take in their life, which is hop on, learn while you do it, and thank you for setting that example right now. Yeah. Um, what's it called? 13 to 19. Let's hear from you also.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Shreya. I'm the co-founder of 13 to 19, and my I actually founded it with my best friend Samrita. She's also here. So yeah, we were just the way it all started was we were just talking on the phone one night. It was like one of our 2 a.m. calls, and yeah, we were just one thing led to another, and we just really started talking about how teenagers aren't represented much in this society. Like at that time, it was all I knew about was in the society I lived in and the community I lived in. But yeah, so we weren't really represented, and we didn't have a place where we could go share and learn and like do things basically. And one more thing we started talking about is how there's so much we can learn about and so much that we need to know about the world that we still don't. And yeah, that's the initial kick of like where it all started. Yeah, just a normal 2 o'clock call between two best friends, like who would have expected. But yeah, but as we like moved on and as we are at this stage, it's like so good to see all the other organizations here and to realize that teenagers are represented, teenagers are taking steps to talk about things, to share knowledge. And yeah, it's good to know that we are not doing this alone and we have so many people doing it for us, with us. um, and like yeah, just like I said, like there's a lot of things that we don't know about, and it's like time we talk about it because to take an example, that the wars that are happening, the conflicts between countries, so many disastrous things that are happening in the world, like they're happening because of governments that are being led in different ideologies and things like that. And it's like scary to think that even in the future when we are the adults, like when we are like the presidents, prime ministers of countries, we are like in power. It's like very hard, I mean disheartening to think that people our age, see, according to me, like according to what I can see here, all of us care so much about what we do, and to think that in the future things like wars, conflicts like this can keep happening just because people are ignorant about the causes, the after effects of things they do, is yeah, just really bad, and it really touches my heart. So that's what we do, like at 13 to 19. We want to like educate the youth of today so that they don't make the same mistakes the adults of today are like doing in the future. So that's basically what we do. And yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are growing. You guys are going great. I see you have a first a podcast or no? Is it a recording with the fitness?
Yeah, we like today actually we're going to be releasing our first talk with a fitness coach. She's a lifestyle motivator and like a Fit India ambassador.
Oh wow.
So that's like a big step for us.
Yes.
It's something we wanted to do for so long, but like since the time we started, it's been 4 months since we started, and and I'm so happy that it's finally happening. We actually recorded it like a few days back, and it's coming up today.
Great.
So I hope you guys see it, and I hope you guys share it when you do.
No, we're all here to uplift each other now. It's obviously clear now that we're more than just Instagram accounts. You know, we're teens, and people often look at us and they're like, "You're just an Instagram account. What change are you really making?" Right? You get a couple of likes, you have barely any followers. Um, what positive impact are you talking about? But that's not the thing. That is like a horrible way to look at it, because every small step does make a change. I mean, look at Dear Asian Youth, for example. They started out somewhere and now they have chapters within them. There's so many organizations that have chapters within them because they were able to inspire that group to open up another account for that area as well, right? So that is how it's becoming a chain. And as we go back to our first statement, to remove mental health stigma, everyone has to be involved. So that is how each account is spreading, each account is making a difference, and everyone's contributing. And I think that's great. That's such a beautiful act we all are doing. And what's it called? Having this discussion here today with you guys, it wasn't like a group of panelists just discussing, okay, these are the problems in the world, mental health isn't getting importance, education isn't getting importance, we're going to do something about it and talk about it. But no, here actually you all found the problem and are working towards it. That's the real difference. So it's so great. Anyone wants to add to that before we quickly wrap up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
right. I can go.
Go on,
Okay.
good man, yeah.
So it was the second topic, right? The how youth take advantage of resources. So I think that it's great that we now have this like huge database of like literally everything. You know, like everything is at the tip of your finger. Like the internet is so vast, and like there's so much education happening. But one issue that can come along with this, right, is it can be really overwhelming for younger teens or younger kids who have access to the internet. There are literally like hundreds and thousands of sites that you don't know can be unreliable, can be reliable. It's so hard to like dish out the real between the fake, and it can be so hard to navigate as a young like kid, especially regarding mental health resources. So I think like a great idea. I'm not like saying like, oh, I'm gonna do this. This is a huge project, but I think like so many things are well established, right? Like when you think online shopping, you think like Amazon, you know, I feel like it would be so helpful to have like an established mental health index, you know, like something that is globally established, something that is clear, something that is associated with mental health, because we really need like a true and like honest source that can point struggling people to the direction and the help that they deserve,
Yeah.
you know, like an established benchmark for all things mental health. I think that would be insane.
Yeah.
Like that would be worth it.
We need an Amazon for mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have like great creative minds. Meher, I think you should go for it. Find the resources you need to start this up. It's a very needed thing. And we'll be your little shops of Amazon.
There's no harm in trying, so why not?
Yeah. Shreya, you had to say something.
Yeah, like you said, like, we're not just Instagram accounts. We're like organizations who actually care about what we're doing. It's not just for the sake of doing it that we are. There's a reason we started it. And like, many a times people say to me that like, I really like your account. The posts are very aesthetic and things like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad that you like it. But, there's more to it than just
The
the account.
design,
There's
yeah.
like a lot more behind the account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the reason we call ourselves an organization, not an account, because we have people working with us
Yeah.
who act like, drive towards change. Um,
But
yeah.
yeah, presentation does matter, but there's obviously much more work into going it. Yesterday in our sessions, one of them they were like, "Oh, you have a really good account. I like how you, the whole." The all the posts are so organized and like so coordinated for the youth summit also, and I'm like the designers only did all of that. And yeah, but I guess people do go for the presentation first, and then if they're attracted towards that, then they're like, okay, this is their content. So yeah, definitely, I think that's why all of our organizations are also very looked into carefully, how we display, how we present it, how we present ourselves and our stories to tell is very important, because if you don't have a story to tell, and you're not creative enough to present yourself, I think it is a bit of a minus point. Even though it shouldn't matter, it does end up mattering. So, yeah, I mean, it's great. We all have it covered though. All of our accounts look great, thank God. Not that it matters, but no, we're gonna make a huge change, guys. We're transforming the society.
Just want to add to that. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, okay, what people generally come to think is like, if you have an Instagram account, so that's basically your organization, like Shia mentioned. So for us, I just feel all of our organizations, social media is more like a medium to reach people. to spread that kind of awareness that yeah, there is something there is a platform where you can actually go. So this is, it's not the end of our journey. It's like just a medium that, you know, you can communicate through social media, but yes, we can say it's a face,
Hmm.
but it's not everything. How people try to end up judging that, okay, yeah, like you mentioned, that if your Instagram posts are aesthetic or if they look good, that means you are a well-established organization.
Yeah.
I think that's a misconception
Yeah.
which we should try to get rid of, because there are a lot of difficulties which I feel like all of us are facing when you are putting up something on social media. Even if it's just a post, we put a lot of thought into it. It's just not the face, not the picture that comes. It's the idea behind it. It's the thought which we look like. Okay, you guys arranged the summit, so you had a thought behind it. So what general audience looked into were just the posts that okay, these organizations will be coming up or these people will be coming up to discuss, but what about the thought behind it, like what we are promoting and what we are trying to
Exactly.
tell people through it.
Yeah. Yeah. That is exactly. So you said everything. I have nothing to on. Ivy, you wanted to add something that time.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go off what Cause to Care had to say because, like, I think that, like, the youth is starting to use the resources that they can find, but a lot of people aren't applying it to themselves. Like, calling hotlines, like, those are available for almost anyone, but it's just, like, as, like, part of, like, being a minor, it is, like, it seems weird to, like, call, like, an adult, but I think it's important to, like, realize that, like, those adults are there for you, and it's like um it's just like they're not going to report you. They can't like call your parents and tell them. It's like they are there for you, and like I did have a counselor for a long time, and it's they are there for you because it's like you reached out to them first. You have that connection. And it's just they're not going to lecture you. They're not going to shame you for anything that you tell them. So even if they are adults and won't quite understand everything, it they are there. So I just wanted to make that a point.
Yeah. That's yeah. That's very true. I think we shouldn't ever suppress our emotions. It's another thing we were covering up yesterday. Our especially our negative feelings, the ones like grief, anger, and stuff like that. We were usually more hung to like hearing that if you're angry, get yourself busy into something. Do this, take your mind off of it. But that's not really the ideal approach to go about it. If you're angry or you're feeling grief or something, it's better to just get it out of your system. Go and vent to someone, call up someone, text someone, or yeah, counselor, because nowadays networking is getting a little reduced, even though networking should be focused on. But yeah, it is important to reach out to someone, even if you just want to like quickly vent it out. Just get it out of your system. Um, if you're feeling stuff like such strong emotions, of course venting it out won't instantly fix your problem, but it'll be a huge relief and fix your mindset to work towards um, fixing it. So I hope you get what I'm saying, right? So yeah, definitely, guys, check out each other's website. This whole recording is recorded. So, in the description, I will link up all of your websites, your account handles, and everything, so that it is more easier for people to check you out, reach out to you. All of you have a variety of resources, and I think it's really important to check each one of your organizations, what they're doing. And since all of us have just started out, the 2 months, 4 months, a year, we're all pretty fresh to the non-profit organization industry. So now that we're all connected, we're gonna see each other grow so much. Our visions are so strong, and we're all gonna go so far. So I'm looking forward to always staying connected with you guys. We'll always be rooting for you, and yeah, we're really here to see your growth, and we're here in this journey with you. Yeah. So we'll have to end this meeting now. It was a great session, guys. And you guys have any final remarks?
Just before y'all leave, do you wanna like pose a bit, like smile for 3 seconds so we can take a screenshot?
I always forget about this.
I'm always gonna remind you. That's fine. Okay. One, two. Thank you. Okay, again. One, two. Thank you. It's been amazing getting to know y'all. You're so inspiring. Just keep going.
Thank you, Sheree. Thank you,
And
everyone.
thank you guys. Thank you, Pandeteens. You guys like organized this amazing conference. It was so nice to be a part of, and it really like helps bring light to a lot of issues. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for giving us the opportunity to come here and tell like get to know so many other organizations.
Thank you
Yeah, a
so
big
much. It
thank
was really well organized, and it was a very good platform for us to get to know each other's and what our aims and goals are. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it was great to be able to learn that there are so many others out there who have the same drive as us to be able to who want to change the world, who want to make it a better place. So that was great to see. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for hosting this event, and thank you also to the other organizations that came here. It was great getting to know all of you and your missions.
All right. Well, stay connected, guys, and keep working towards great. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Bye.